All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Soundless Vision Art Life. My name is Adewale Booker Jr. Please review us, rate us, give us a 5-star. Don't be a hater. Today, I'm gonna talk about numbers and why they never lie. In terms of business, because we as artists, a lot of us, men and women, we're not business minded, and that's why I think as artists we always falter, we always fall, we always fail. We don't own what we should, and we let everybody else make money, but we're over there looking like suckers. So today I'm gonna focus on numbers. And what it takes to be successful. But before I get into that, I want to thank our sponsors. This podcast is brought to you by A4 Capital Consulting. Growing good business anywhere and everywhere. Let A4 Capital Consulting take your business to the next level. That's A4CapitalConsulting.com for details, y'all. That's A4CapitalConsulting.com for details, y'all. And this podcast is also brought to you by Anadale Foot and Ankle. Don't live with foot pain. Let Anadale Foot and Ankle make your feet happy again. That's AnadaleCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadaleCenter.com for details, y'all. And if y'all, in terms of the AnadaleCenter.com, what I'm talking about, these are our orthotics right here. These are mine right here. I try to show them at every episode of our podcast because these are custom orthotics that were made just for me. So I fit them in every pair of shoes that I wear, whether it's my Batas or it's just regular running shoes. But I always got these on. They help my feet. They support my feet. They balance my feet. And they make sure I'm not in pain. So AnadaleCenter.com for details, y'all. You can go. They can find them in the Frisco area. All you have to do is Google it. AnadaleCenter.com, y'all. But you can just go to AnadaleCenter.com, y'all. And before we get going on the podcast, the bio book, which is now available on soundvision.com, which has been available. Get your copy today because the official Cardiac Assassins comic book is almost done. And once it's done, having this book is going to help you understand that book. This is the character breakdown, height, weight, where they're from, all that good jazz. You know what I mean? So check that out. You can get a copy today on soundvision.com. All right, y'all. So let's get into this podcast. Numbers never lie, right? So I want to talk about art business. I said it specifically that way, art business. Inflation, which is what we're going through right now as a country, maybe even the world, price, funding, and value, right? Let's start off with the art business because that's really the most important. The problem with a lot of artists is they're just artists. Me, I always told myself when I started this journey, this dream of mine, I'm not just going to be an artist. I'm going to own everything I do. Soundless Vision is my company. It's a company that I've registered. It's literally my company. You know what I mean? It's got my TM, it's got the registered trademark to it. See, these are all the parts of the business that people don't understand. As artists, whatever you create, there needs to be trademarks, there needs to be copyrights, there needs to be, are you an LLC? Are you a sole proprietor? Are you a corporate structure? Well, what are you trying to do, right? Because a lot of artists, they just want to draw, right? And that's not the only part of being an artist. When you create stuff, like for example, the stuff you see me right now, everything you see on me right now is copyrighted and protected by trademark, right? Because when I design stuff, I'm not putting it on my website or on social media until I have copyrighted my works. I'm going to protect it. The name Soundless Vision is a trademarked and copyrighted logo. The name Cardiac Assassins is trademarked and copyrighted. You can't use it without my permission. If you do, it's your, you know what, you know what I mean? It's that ass if you use my works, my art pieces, my drawing. This is a classic right here, and this is copyrighted. You know, even the sweater design is copyrighted. You know, artists, the problem with a lot of artists, they have no business sense. Do you understand what you're doing? All they want to do is they want to go to Comic-Con. They want to go to LA Comic-Con. They want to go to WonderCon. It's not only just that or just having to work. You have to understand it's a business. My art, my characters are my business, right? You know, I decide where they go. I decide how they're used. You can't use it without asking for my permission because you have to get my licensing approval. I'm not going to give it to anybody unless I want to. You know what I mean? And then you have set time frames on these things, right? Because a lot of artists, they just don't understand that art is a business. That's why we're always the last to get paid. And it's really infuriating. It gets on my nerves. I can't tell you how many times I go to comic expos and I'm seeing this artist, some idiot comes up to them and say, can you draw me something? Can I pay you $500? So now let me get this straight. You want to pay me $500 for something that you're going to make millions and millions of dollars on, but you're going to pay me $500. You get the hell out of my face. You know, like one thing I have a habit of doing right now, I don't draw anything for anybody. I don't create characters for anybody because I already know the value of me creating a character. It's going to make somebody a lot of millions of dollars. And I'm not making you a bunch of millions of dollars just so you can get over me. Like there was a job earlier this year that I had to turn down with a big company. They're a gaming company. They wanted to hire me and the pay was okay, but I liked the fact that I was going to be creating character designs. And these guys, you know, they had this, how can I put it, a disclosure with the job thing. Well, I was okay with that, but I said also with that disclosure, I want to put my disclosure in there to protect my creations, whether it's the Cardiac Assassin universe or all my journals that I've done. And they wanted to sort of skate around it like, oh, well, we don't sell. I said, I'm going to show it to my lawyer. And if y'all good with it, good. I'm like, I'm not taking the job without it. You know, I have options. I'm a business person. I'm a businessman when it comes to my art. I don't care about people's feelings. I'm not going to do stuff for you. I don't owe you anything. You know, It comes back to a word that we're eventually going to talk about later on the show, value. But being an artist, you have to be a business person, a businessman, businesswoman. Don't sit there making excuses for not doing what you need to be doing. And that's my problem with a lot of artists. They don't do what they're supposed to be doing. They too busy trying to, I'm just drawing. No, you're not just you're a business person. Your art is your business, and treat it as such so you can be successful. That's why I'm successful. That's why I can charge $200 an hour for graphic design services. You're not going to come up to me and say, I'm not going to charge you $150. No, it's $200 an hour. And if you don't have $200 an hour, get out my face. Because I'm not going to devalue myself for you. It ain't going to happen. You know what I mean? Even my products, the sweaters that I sell, whether it's the Bata's foot line, there's no negotiation on anything. Even this banner, I had to pay for that. Things cost money, right? That's a part of being a business person, understanding, organizing your business, filing your taxes, and all these different things that it takes for your business to be successful. And that's the problem with a lot of artists. Like, I'm building an empire. Sundance Vision is an empire. Just like how Marvel started, just like how DC started. Well, that's the same way Sundance Vision is. I'm going to be that dude. I'm going to be a mogul. I'm going to be huge. Sundance Vision is going to be humongous. You know what I mean? I'm not working for anybody. I'm not wasting my time looking for a job. I'm not interested in, oh, yeah, they let me into Comic-Con. No, forget all that. I got bigger plans than that. You know what I mean? I got my own vision of what I'm going to execute. And that's the problem with a lot of artists. They don't have any business sense, man. You know what I mean? So that's the first thing I'm talking about. Next thing I'm talking about is inflation, right? Right now as a country, or even maybe the world, we're going through inflation. Things cost more. The cost of cost costs more, if that makes any sense, right? And what I'm saying is that things that you're trying to make cost more. Now, the advantage that I have is that most of the things that I do, I create myself, right? Being that I'm an artist, being that I'm a tailor, being that I'm a designer, I can kind of control inflation to a certain degree. It's not hurting me as much. But for those artists who depend on outside sources or anybody else to create their products, they run into problems, right? You have to understand the price of things. You have to understand how to use the price of things, right? Are you going to increase your price? Are you going to decrease your price? You're going to create coupons? Are you going to have sales? What are you going to have, right? Because even when I go to comic expos and I'm going to a bunch of them this year, right? I plan on attending Los Angeles Comic-Con this year, because I feel comfortable going to comic expos again. I know in previous episodes I said because of the pandemic I wasn't feeling comfortable going, but now I'm feeling comfortable going. I miss it. Of course, the energy of the place, the energy of these art shows is incredible, and I can't wait to start going to expos again. And next year, we definitely loading up on the expos. We are coming out hard. So, inflation is something that you get around. Inflation is always coming and going. We're gonna have one now, and we're gonna have one again 7 years from now. So, what are you gonna do about it, right? And at the times when it's the artist, when you are selling a lot, make sure you're saving a lot too, right? Because for the hard times, that's always my theory. When you're selling a lot, save a lot. And then when you're not selling at all, you've got the savings to revert back to. I'm going to say it again. When you're selling a lot, save a lot. And when the sales are down a little bit, you've got the savings to refer back to. Back to being a business person again, right? That's why I started with the art business. A lot of artists have no mental capacity to understand that their art is a business. Why are you going to let somebody else make all the money? The manager, the director. None of these people have any talent. You're the one with the talent. You should make the most, and they should be getting the scraps. Why are you being an idiot and letting everybody else get the money and you're getting the scraps? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm sure it'd be nice to work for Marvel and all that stuff, but I'm not trying to let them own any of my characters. That ain't gonna happen. Why should they be getting all the money and I'm the artist who created? I mean, you gotta think about all these characters that are created on Marvel: Blade, Black Panther, Iron Man, Wolverine, yada, you name it, Storm. The artists ain't making money like that, man, but Marvel is. Why? Because they own all those characters. So they're using all these characters to make a bunch of money, and the artists over there sitting like looking like suckers. You know what I mean? They're over there still not living the wealth they should be living in based on the characters they've created, right? So you have to understand the business side of being an artist. Is inflation come back? I don't want to get off track, but that inflation is coming and going. You just got to be ready for it. That's pretty much the honest truth about that. Now, next up is price. When I say price changes, it goes up or it goes down, right? It's going to be up to you. Like, for example, this used to be $5. This is now $50. You know why? Because it's valued. Because I figured out my value. And that's the problem. In the beginning, I didn't value myself as I should. I was too busy trying to get as many customers as possible versus valuing myself. And that's the problem a lot of people run into. You have to value yourself. Value is so important, right? You can't devalue yourself and price things just so you can get customers that aren't worth a damn. Remember this, I'm going to say this all the time. Customers are just people you see once in a while. Clients are people you see all the time. I'm going to say it again. Clients are people that you see all the time, and customers you see once in a while. I prefer to get clients, not customers. I'm going to say it again. I prefer to get clients, not customers, because I believe in repetitive people that buy from you, people that value what you do, value your works, value your talent. I don't have to argue with people that buy my comic book for $50 because the people that buy this book for $50 know the reason why they're paying $50 for it. This sweater, people that pay whatever price I charge for it on my website, it probably about $130, $140, $150. I think it's $160. Excuse me. It might be $160 or more, but people value that, right? Whatever the bucket hat right here. This is $130. You know what I mean? The baseball cap, custom baseball caps, $120, right? I don't have to negotiate my prices. My posters, they're $50, 11 by 17. If you want something bigger, the 13 by 19, that's even more. And if you want the 24 by 36, that's even more, right? The people that buy from me understand value, and they understand that it's not the paper that my art is on that matters. It's the art itself that matters. That's the value right there. And I don't have these stupid conversations with stupid people that think that because you put something on a small piece of paper, then you should charge less. You're an idiot. And you definitely are not my customer. So, I'm looking for clients, not customers. I'm not ever going to change my price to make somebody happy. Not even doing this inflation. I haven't dropped any of my price because I haven't had to. The people that buy from me understand quality. I'm not trying to sell to everybody. Everybody ain't my target. You got to know your demographics. And demographics as in who the people that like your stuff and value your stuff. Not the people that think you have to make it cheap for them. If you want something cheap, then take your behind to Walmart. I'm not Walmart. I'm not Target. I'm not none of these low grade places. I'm the upper echelon. You want my stuff, you're going to pay the price for it, right? Because I value my stuff. The hours and hours and hours and hours and weeks and months of taking me to create whatever I create. I'm not going to devalue myself and sell it cheap so I can make you happy. I don't care what you think. I'd rather sell one thing at the price that I want than sell like 30 or 40 of them at a cheap price just to make a bunch of bums happy. I don't care about you. You're not relevant to me. I'm not going to devalue myself for you. You know what I mean? Your price is your price. Stay with it, stick with it, and don't change it to appease people that aren't worth anything, because these same people are the same people that will say, oh, they got your stuff for cheap. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather say you got my stuff and you valued it. That's how it's gonna go. Price is a very, very important thing. You gotta respect your pricing. Don't change it. Don't adjust it. You can create sales, but don't change your price. You can say, hey, 10% off all orders, like we have going right now on sonicvision.com for the rest of the summer till August 31st. You know what I mean? Of 2022. We're gonna have 10% off all orders till August 31st, 2022 of this year, right? That's a sale right there. But I didn't drop my price. I just put sales on there, right? Because it helps people to buy stuff. Like they get savings at the checkout. You put in the coupon code on our website and then you get this 10% off your order, right? But I'm not gonna drop my prices. I've come a long way from understanding my value, what I used to make before and what I make now. My skills as an artist, as a designer, as a creator is so up there, it's ridiculous. I'm not coming back down. I'm not trying to do what I know fellow artists that are not even remotely close to doing what I'm doing. They don't have a podcast. They don't have their own company. They're looking for a job. They want to work for somebody. They're okay with just getting accepted into Comic-Con. You know what I mean? I'm a creator. And as long as I remain a creator, I'm always going to have the advantage, right? Because I'm deciding who the director is, who the producer is going to be, who the artist is going to be, who's going to work on the set, who's going to work in the studio. All these different things. Who's going to design what? I'm the boss. And I'm the one calling the shots. I'm not only just the creator about it, I'm the executive producer. I'm the guy who's deciding what does what and does what. That's what's important. And that's why that pricing is so important. Know your price and respect your price. Next up, funding. It's hard being an artist, man. I've had jobs while I was pursuing this dream, and it got to a certain point where I said, okay, I'm using the job to fund my dream, but this job is draining me like a vampire. It is literally stealing my positive energy. And I was like, nah, it's got to go. I mean, I worked in retail for like almost 15 years, y'all. I couldn't stand retail. Like, I couldn't stand the customers that would come in there and get on my nerves. And you can imagine working an 8-hour shift and having to come home and then draw something. Where's your positive energy going to come from to create something positive when you've had a rough day at work and people at your job just getting on your nerves? And it got to a certain point around 2015, I told the job to go to hell, man. And I've been working for myself ever since. I found a way to bootstrap my dream. As I said before, when the sales are on fire, I save as much as possible so that when the sales get cold, I've got savings to revert back to. And, I'm always hustling. I'm a graphic designer. People that come to me for work, example, A4 Capital Consulting Company, Zuma, Nabas, H4 Logistics. I've done logos and I'm doing apparel, footwear, whatever they might need for them. I'm always making top of the line stuff. I'm not interested in you've got to figure out a way to fund your dream. And also too, keep your credit good, right? Because you need your credit for what you got to do, right? Because there's grants out there. there's funding out there. Because by keeping your credit good, you can now go to a bank, come up with a good business plan, and then you go to that bank and get funding. And it doesn't matter how many times they reject you, because the right bank is going to accept your idea. All you're looking for is one yes. A bunch of no's don't equal one great yes. Remember this. A bunch of no's do not equal one great yes. And that's what I'm doing as a person. I've funded myself. I've saved. I've worked. I've driven Uber. I've driven Lyft. I've worked at Amazon.com. I'm the guy whose story when I make it big, they're like, this guy's done all this just to get to here. Yes, I have. You know what I mean? I don't make excuses. Like I always say, excuses are for those who don't want to be successful. There's 3 rules of success. Never underestimate your possibilities. No risk, no reward. And success is a marathon, not a sprint. I'm going to say it again. 3 rules of success. Never underestimate your possibilities. There's no risk, there's no reward. And success is a marathon, not a sprint. You got to get there slowly, man. Success moves as a freight liner, not a speedboat. You know what I mean? So funding is hard to get, but you can get it. You have to take the time. Keep your credit good. Live within your means. Live by what you need. There's a 50-30-20 rule, right? 50 for living, 30 for I'm trying to remember, but 20 for savings. And me, I've kind of got a different rule. I got like 50-50. 50 for living and everything else, and 50 for saving. I can't be bothered to like try to allocate extra 30% to something I don't need. I'm all about this junction in my life. What do I need? I don't care about my wants. My needs is what matters. And that's how you get funding, right? Instead of wasting $60 going out on the night with people, with friends, I'm like, I ain't got time for that. That $60 you want me to spend on that, I could put that towards my dream. And that's the problem too. You have to associate yourself with people that are trying to do something with themselves versus people that ain't doing nothing with themselves. My time is important to me. You know what I mean? And so to seek funding, there are things that I have to do. Like I have to look for research. I have to grants. I have to look for who's the best bank for me to get this loan from. What's the interest rate? Are they trying to get over on me? You know, these different things. And then you go to small business organizations, the SBA, Small Business Administration, so you can get small business advice that can help you put an awesome business plan together. As you speak right now, I've put together a business plan, and I got to tell you, I didn't think business plan would look this cool, but it actually looks really cool now that I'm looking at it. I'm like, wow, I created this. This is the most awesome thing ever. You know, so you have to look for funding, man. You're gonna need funding, and you can stay at a job and fund it that way, but just make sure that job, whatever you're doing, isn't stealing your spirit, man. Isn't taking away from your art or whatever it is that you're creative at, that you do. That is your passion. My art is my passion. It's my love. And it spreads in all fashions. You know what I mean? I'm not going to allow any job or anybody. I don't care if it's family, you're not a friend if you're pulling away from my dream. Anything to get in my way of what I'm going. My goal, my dream is my pinnacle, and my pinnacle is my dream. You know what I mean? It's just that simple. I'm going for mine. I ain't got time for no nonsense, man. So I figure out my funding, I stack my money, and I don't waste time spending money on stuff I don't need. I'm all about quality too. I don't want to buy something twice, man. I'd rather just get the best stuff so I don't have to do it again. You know what I mean? So funding is really hard, but you can get it. It's hard to get, but you can get it if you tactically plan everything like you're supposed to. And if you're patient, like there are times when I've had to save for 6 months just to buy something. I remember when I first started, I would have to save like 6 months just to save $150 because the job I was making was only paying me $11 an hour. $11 an hour is a joke. And I was living in California at the time. California is so ridiculously expensive. So I had to make adjustments and tactical adjustments to do what I had to do. It took me months, y'all, to save stuff. So imagine if something was $150 at that time. So instead of saving just $150, I got to save like $250 because by the time I might want to buy it in 6 months, the thing might cost $200. And of course, plus tax and whatever else other fees might be on there. So you have to really be patient, man. It's funny that part of my funding was me and bootstrapping my dream. And bootstrapping is a term they use in the financial world as in doing it yourself, saving your money. You know, there's many stories you've heard. Bill Gates using credit cards to start his business. Steve Jobs being broke as I don't know what and bringing himself up. Martha Stewart, all these different great stories. Jay-Z, Michael Jordan. I mean, he still had to work hard to get all his money that he has now. I mean, just all these amazing people that have done. Tony Robbins. Oprah Winfrey, you know, the list is endless, you know, bootstrapping their dreams to get to where they got to go. You know, you can't have no fear about that because funding is not guaranteed. But if you figure out a way you can get to, don't let money stop you from going where you got to go. That's really what I'm really trying to tell y'all. Don't let money stop you. Money should not stop you at all. Money is the last thing that should stop you. If you're breathing, you need to keep trying. I'm going to say it again. If you're breathing, you need to keep trying. All right. And on to the last part of this awesome podcast today. Value. None of this matters if you don't value yourself. The problem with a lot of artists is they don't value themselves. And if they did, a lot of these suckers out here wouldn't be signing dumb stuff and giving away the rights to their creations. You wouldn't have all these different companies just making movies, video games, yada, 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 making a bunch of money. You over there looking like a sucker, you know? I mean, there's artists that are dying broke, living in the worst conditions, and yet these characters they've created are making companies a bunch of money. That's not going to be me. I ain't no sucker. You know, I stopped looking for a job to work for Marvel, DC, and all these other places a long time ago. I said, I don't want to work for these dudes so they can own my creations. I don't think so. You know, it's not that I haven't had jobs come my way, it's that I've turned them down. I don't want them because I know what the hourly wage they pay me isn't worth equal the amount of ripoff they're giving me. You know what I mean? They're paying me 75, 100 an hour, but they're ripping me off for like $2 billion. Does that make any sense to y'all? Doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not going to devalue myself. So I'd rather go the hard way, build my own company. So now when they come back to my table, it's going to be on my terms. Like there's no company. I don't care if it's Marvel, DreamWorks, DC, Fox, whatever. They can't come at me with BS. I'm going to tell them go to hell. It's going to be my terms. I own my creations. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the problems with the music business is that a lot of artists musicians they just want to be famous, but they don't understand the background of what they're doing. Now you sign a record deal, which to me is nothing but a payday loan. Then the record deal owns everything. The record label owns everything you do with your music. I don't care if your music takes a dump. They own that too. They own your music if it does a commercial. They own your music if it's in space. They own your music if it's in a movie. It's ridiculous. You know, you got to own the rights to your creation. And it comes back to that word again, value, right? People do not value themselves. And of course, I guess if you don't have nothing, you think you can't get nothing without getting ripped off, which makes no sense to me. A lot of people do that. They think they can't get anything unless they get ripped off by somebody. If you need somebody to tell you that you're valuable, then you got a problem. And the tactics a lot of these companies use is to tell you how you ain't nothing without them. Ooh, you don't own anything. The great thing about the world we live in today is that it's independent. You got all these different platforms, social media. You've got the two biggest ones that I think are the most important two right now, period, bar none. TikTok and YouTube, and they're only getting better, right? Instagram is old news. It's just old news. It's not, I don't waste my time with it much anymore. You know what I mean? TikTok, I love it because you can create your videos and it's instantaneous. You can see like that. People are just into what you've done. Same thing with YouTube, right? You create a video. You can literally put a 1 hour movie on your YouTube channel. Your channel on YouTube is literally your channel. Literally. You got so many people that have 2,000 subscribers, 10,000 subscribers, 2 million subscribers, 20 million subscribers. Those are all eyes watching something. So you can imagine if you make a movie, you got it made. Like if you're a movie director or a movie person, why are you not using your iPhone to make a movie with as much technology as in that iPhone? 13, 12, whatever you got. You don't need no big old company to make a budget. If you got actors, you've got sets, you can create different scenes. You be creative. And that's the problem with this generation, man. We're not creative. Like we always wanted somebody to do something for you. Like back in the day, they didn't have a lot of technology. That's what made them so creative. Technology has made this generation lazy. We don't want to be creative. We just want to hide behind technology. That's a joke, man. The whole point of technology is to advance your creative ideas. I'm going to say it again. The whole point of technology is to advance your creative ideas, not the other way around. Wait for technology to become the creative. Technology isn't the creator. You're the creator somebody created technology. That's why it's you creating technology. Being creative is always going to be an art piece, man. And that's where value comes in again. Value lives in creation. Value lives in art business. It lives in inflation. It lives in funding. It lives in pricing. You have to value yourself so you don't get screwed over. So y'all, those are the main things I want to talk about today. Art business, inflation, price, funding, and value, man. You got to value yourself as an artist. I can't speak for anybody else. I just know what's good for me. You ain't getting over on me. I'm a businessman. I'm a businessman who happens to be an artist. I'm going to say it again. I'm a businessman who happens to be an artist. I tried forming a team while I was in school. And these suckers weren't ready for no work, man. And I'm like, nah, I'm distanced myself. And now when I look back, I see these dudes, they ain't doing much for themselves. And they always got the nerve to see me on social media talking about, man, so how you doing? How the hell do you think I'm doing? I'm bossing up. What the hell you think I'm doing? I'm pulling myself up. You know what I'm saying? I got one of the best podcasts there is out there. I got one of the best websites there is out there. I got one of the best products there is out there. You know what I'm saying? My social media platforms are growing ridiculously. And I've built it all by myself because I value myself. So y'all, that's the show for today. But before we get up out of here, we're going to talk about some new products we got. You know what I'm saying? I've showed you this before. We've got these baseball caps, because the summer is still here and it's hot. So, custom design caps. We've got new designs right now on sunnisvision.com that we're making right now. So y'all check them out. Baseball cap. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to see anything like this anywhere. Then, of course, you got the bucket hats, right? Reversible. This is one side right here, Carjack for Assassins version 5. And if you flip it, you've got the classic on this side. And the cool thing about our bucket hat is you can see the rivets, right? And guess what these rivets are for? They're for a face mask, right? So whether it's you walking through the airport, or you're going fishing, or you're going to the supermarket and you just don't want anybody sneezing all up on you, put your face shield and attach it to it, man. You know what I mean? So there's the bucket right there. Then, of course, you've got the various t-shirts. Let's talk about the apparel. You know what I mean? You've got the tank tops. These are custom limited edition tank tops. You know what I mean? They're great for general wear, but they're also great for fitness too. Man, I love wearing those things to work out. You got the tank top. Let's talk about the t-shirts. You got the Carjack for Assassin t-shirt. Y'all can see that right there. The classic in the front. And of course, you got the version 5 on the back. You know what I mean? And then you've got Cajun t-shirt. This is my awesome character right here. Got Cajun in the front. You got Cajun on the back. And the good thing is we got different materials too, right? So this material right here is great for working out and also great for wear. But a lot of people, I've told people like, hey, which one's great for working out? You can use this one for working out. It's a great material because it's jersey cotton. And then you've got Escalade t-shirt. You know what I mean? And we got t-shirts for men and women. I just happen to be showing the ones that I wear, yo. I wear these t-shirts all the time. I love my shirts, man. You know what I mean? I haven't had to buy another shirt from a place in about 9 years, yo. I wear only my gear. You know what I mean? Escalade t-shirt, right? You got Escalade, leader of the Carjacks right there. And then they got Artillery on the back right there. You know what I mean? She looking so sick. And then you've got Blade. Now, this is the other material for our t-shirts. This is the new materials we got. This is the one where you wear the material for, like, you're going out, movie night, date night, whatever. You know what I mean? This is the shirt, right? This is the material right here. The other one's second grade compared to this one. You know what I mean? But this is Blade right here, limited edition t-shirt. You know what I mean? This t-shirt is sick, man. Then, of course, you got the All-Star t-shirt. You know what I mean? Check this out. It's got everybody that I've ever drawn. That I literally, you got the Assassins on the back right there with all these superheroes: Storm, Voltron, Thundercats. Who else I got? Flash, Captain Marvel. You know what I mean? And then I Captain America as well. Then on this side, you've got Turtles. You got the Carjacks right there. You got Iron Man. You got War Machine. You got Mega Man. You know what I mean? So you got Batman. So you know that's the All-Star tee right there. And can't forget the Bat footwear. Always got to show y'all one of them. Got the high tops right here. You know what I mean? I love wearing these shoes. I get a lot of compliments right there. You can get your pair today on sonisvision.com. You know what I mean? Check this out, y'all. Y'all see what it is. The art is all over the place. We're not trying to be in one place with the art. These are custom Batas twos, man. You know what I mean? So, y'all, that concludes our show today. And don't forget, the Carjack for Assassins bio book, available on sonisvision.com. Get your copy today so you can understand what's about to come, because the first official Carjack for Assassins comic book is going to be done soon. It is fire, y'all. You know what I mean? So I want to thank y'all for listening, y'all. Before we get out of here, we got to thank our sponsors. This podcast is brought to you by A4 Capital Consulting. Growing good business anywhere and everywhere. Let A4 Capital Consulting take your business to the next level. That's A4CapitalConsulting.com for details, y'all. That's A4CapitalConsulting.com for details, y'all. And this podcast is also brought to you by Anadel Foot and Ankle. Don't live with foot pain. Let Anadel Foot and Ankle make your feet happy again. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. And I stressed again, get your custom orthotics, you know what I'm saying, at AnadelCenter.com. You know what I mean? They come in a pair, so I don't want you to think I only got one. You know what I mean? I put these in my shoes all the time so you can see the Anadel Center logo right there. You can see AnadelCenter.com, y'all. AnadelCenter.com. So, you know what I'm saying? So, I want to thank y'all for listening. This podcast is produced, written, and directed by yours truly, Adewale Booker Jr. Please check out our website wherever you listen, whether it's Amazon, Desert, Spotify, Apple. You can also do our website at soundvisionshop.com. And don't forget to visit our website, y'all. sonisvision.com got new gear, new bucket hat designs, new baseball cap designs, we got these phone wallets for women. They're like little tiny phone purses, man. Y'all gonna love them. Check them out. You know what I mean? So, you know, and please check out our social media platforms at Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all at SonisVision. And please don't forget to review us, rate us, give us a 5-star, don't be a hater. And as always, y'all, continue to aspire and achieve. Have a great week. Stay safe, y'all. Peace.